Are you planning your holiday vacation, but you're not sure if you should book a hotel or an Airbnb? Hi, my name is Jennifer, and I will break down the pros and cons of staying in a hotel versus staying in an Airbnb so you know which one is right for you. Let's dive in. Okay, first I'm going to start off with the cons, start off negative, kind of like ripping off a Band-Aid, and ending on a positive note with the pros, kind of aiding the ouchie, so to speak. So, all right, so first I'm going to go ahead and start with the cons of staying in an Airbnb. So the first one is a chore list, housekeeping. A lot of times, when you book one, they do have a specific set of instructions, in this case, of making sure that you wipe down the counters, keep everything, tidy, and at the end of your stay to go ahead and take off the sheets, and then put them in the washer so that they're ready to go, which is crazy because a lot of the Airbnbs also charge a cleaning fee, which don't understand that process. So that one's definitely kind of a con for me. Whereas, hotel, they have their own cleaning crew. So, number two is a lack of on-site support. This falls in the category like if anything were to break or was leaking, it would be, it would be time consuming to reach out to the host, and then for the host to reach out to like a plumber or whatever the damage is. So, and which that could leave you being displaced, not having anywhere to go. So you're having to scramble around to find a hotel. Where if something went wrong in the hotel, they could usually find you another room to stay in. So that's definitely a con as well. Number three, strict rules. Because you are living in someone else's house, a lot of them, the hosts do have specific rules, strict rules, like no house parties or sometimes no visitors, that sort of thing, which can kind of be a downer. Because if you want friends, friends want to come up and hang out with you and stuff like that, it kind of puts a stickler on that. So, and number four is faceless contact. A lot of the Airbnbs is strictly via email or via messenger, so there's really no face-to-face or person-to-person contact. Where if you were in a hotel, they would, you could check in or you could book online, but when you go in to check in, you're actually talking to a live person face-to-face, one-on-one. So that kind of gives it the little personal touch, unlike staying, going through Airbnb and stuff like that. So that's kind of a drag. If you like that interaction, but so the cons for staying in a hotel. The first one, of course, is you're in a smaller area, which has less privacy. I mean, everything is all compact. You got your bed, and maybe you do have a separate room for your, for the bathroom and such. So that can kind of get a little not so private. You don't have a bit of privacy, which could cause some problems sometimes. So number two is hotels can charge more. You'd have to pay more per night, or even per person. So which that could really hurt if you're on a budget or something like that. So it can be a little more expensive to stay in a hotel versus an Airbnb. It just depends on the situation or the area that you're at as well too. So number three, the noise level. If anybody has stayed in a hotel, things can get pretty noisy with slamming doors or people. I don't know if it's floor There's several floors. You can hear the thump, thump, thump of the feet, or if people walking by, they're, you know, loud and obnoxious. You know, they're talking a little too, you know, they're using their outside voice, not their inside voice. So that could be very distracting and, you know, could hurt your, you know, sleeping and stuff. So number 4 is safety issues. Again, it depends on, you know, the area, but, you know, I know they do have cameras, but there's more of an incident of your car getting broken into at a hotel than there would be at an Airbnb. So that, you know, is kind of concerning. And plus, like I said, it also depends on the area, because there's so many people, you know, going in and out. It can get sketchy at times. So that could be definitely registered as a con. So now for the good news. So the pros to staying in an Airbnb. The first one, definitely plenty of room, a little more comfortable, because like I said, it's an actual house. So you've got an actual living room, you got actual bedrooms, actual kitchen, you know, life-size rooms. So it gives more space to maneuver. And depending on how many bedrooms, you know, there's more room if you need some privacy and such for that. So number 2, less noisy. Because of the fact that there's not a whole lot of people coming in and out, you know, there's a lot of chances the Airbnb could be in a neighborhood instead of near the street. You know, that could make things, you know, quiet, you know, a little peaceful, give you a peace of mind there. Number 3, pet friendly. You know, there's several Airbnbs that are pet friendly, and even with when it comes to the pet fees or deposits, it's usually all just one lump sum. It's not per night or anything like that. It's just a flat fee. So that's you know, that's a positive thing for those who, you know, bring their pets along on their trips and stuff like that. So that's a positive thing in my book. So and then number 4 would be a full access to a washer and dryer, and even a kitchen, a full-size kitchen. You know, especially if you're staying multiple days and, you know, you're racking up on the dirty clothes, you have an easier access to the washer and dryer because nobody else is using it. So unlike a hotel, yeah, they have washer and dryers, but they are limited, and with whoever, you know, how many people are staying and how many people use it. So it might be more people than a ratio to, you know, higher people to not, you know, to the certain amount of washer and dryers. So, and of course, if you stay multiple times or multiple days, that, you know, if you don't want to eat out all the time, you know, you've got access to the kitchen where you can bring your stuff to actually make your food. So, you know, that's a positive. So that's definitely a good thing. And the pros to staying in a hotel, first one is convenience. It's definitely a lot easier to get into a hotel because, one, they're just about everywhere. They're like a Starbucks. They're like on every corner. But also, you automatically know when you see Best Western or Holiday Inn or whatever that that's a hotel. Unless you look online, you're not so sure on, you know, where an Airbnb is. So for convenience, and also goes back to, you know, if something were to happen to one of the rooms, they can put you in another room. So just convenience, and there's more of hotels. So that's a convenience. Number 2, hotels are also, a lot of the rooms are pet friendly. So that, you know, that's a bonus too. You know, the only thing is they may charge per night on the pet fee. So kind of make sure you're reading the line, you know, in between the lines and such. But they do allow pets, which that's pretty cool. You know, because like I said, a lot of people travel with their animals. So number 3 goes back to housekeeping. You know, hotels have staff that they'll change the sheets and give you fresh soap and all that stuff. So, which can be convenient if, you know, especially if you didn't bring any, or you know, you don't have to worry about cleaning, house cleaning, like you know, like if you were at home or something. So, so that's a plus, definitely on that. So, and there's, you know, I think there's no extra fee, or if it is, it's not that bad. So, number 4, customer service. Like I said, you know, for staying in a hotel, yeah, you can book it online, but when you go to check in, you're actually talking to a person. You know, they'll get you checked in, they'll give you your key, and if anything were to happen with your key, or the card that they use now, you know, you talk to go down, see the actual person, and they can give you another one. So just a lot of more personable, face-to-face contact, which you know, is nice, just in case if you have any questions, like right then at that moment. So, but yeah, those are the pros and cons of staying in a hotel versus staying in an Airbnb. So, you know, honestly, there really is no perfect place to stay. It's just really all what's convenient for you in your situation. I think that, you know, if you're going to be staying a couple of days or whatever, I would go ahead and book a hotel, because you're not going to be there for a long period of time. So it's just, you might as well. But, you know, if you do plan on staying, you know, longer, I would look into getting an Airbnb. That way you can be more comfortable while you're on vacation and such. So that's just my opinion. That's just what I think. What do you think? I mean, would you want to stay in a hotel, or do you want to stay in an Airbnb? Or do you have any stories of staying in either one that you would like to share? Go ahead and leave them in the comments. I mean, I would love to hear about them. Maybe we can start up a, you know, conversation or something, and talk about, you know, the experiences that we've had, or that, you know, you've had, of staying in a hotel or Airbnb. Also, I want to say thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. I know with the holiday season approaching, y'all are busy, you know, getting ready and everything like that. So it really means a lot for you to watch this. So I appreciate that. And if you haven't seen my last video, I will go ahead and put it up here for you to watch. It talks about the 5 most common road trip anxieties. So go check it out, and hope to see you on the next video. All right, until then, have a great day.